Welcome back everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and we're doing another season of Championship today. This one is New Rules, which is basically S1 class McLarens. Not usually a fan of, one manufacturer championships, but I don't think we've raced some McLarens for a while now, so I figured we'd give them a go. And yeah, at least we can choose between some older models as well as some newer ones, so yeah, I do like mixing up the old and the new, so should hopefully be a bit of fun in that regard. But yeah, let's see the cars in total that we're going to be able to use.
You have arrived at your destination.
So you can win the McLaren Speedtail by doing this championship as well.
The season of new life and new beginnings. Oh, and new championships, of course.
Which is actually one of my favourite McLaren vehicles. So yeah, we can choose from the 600 LT Coupe, 650 S Coupe, 570 S Coupe, the 12C Coupe, the 650S Spider, which is basically the same as Coupe but slower, the McLaren F1 and the McLaren F1 GT. So yeah, these four here, all of these five new ones are pretty much the same in a lot of ways. Handling is virtually the same, only the LT is probably the best of the bunch in terms of handling and acceleration and the like, but yeah, they all broadly have the same kind of power between 640 and 560 really. So yeah, there's not a massive difference between them, especially in terms of looks as well. But yeah, the LT is usually my favourite of the five, so let's get in that and see what it can do. Not the most powerful of the lot, easily. The 650S is obviously faster, but in terms of horsepower, and no doubt acceleration and speed as well, but this is easily the better handling of the two as well, so that's always something I'd rather go for. Especially when dealing with quick vehicles, you want something that's good in terms of handling while still being quick enough, rather than a car that is just ludicrously quick and then isn't all that manageable. Plus I actually like the look of this car in comparison to the other versions of this. As it's, yeah, I like the exhaust coming out of the top of the engine rather than where the exhaust would normally come from. It feels a little bit harder than the other cars in terms of its performance. It seems to rev a lot quicker, get to those revs a lot quicker as well in the process. Car lost it around that roundabout. No, I'm not doing much better of trying to avoid him. Well, a sizable win there for our first race, and the 600 LT has come in with flying colours, and there's only one other 600 LT in this race that sadly only came in 6th position, so yeah, we're really running the flag for the 600 LT there, and yeah, we had a wide margin in victory as well, nearly, just over 2 seconds quicker, so that is fairly good, and crucially it gives us 20 points, so yeah, all very good there. So yeah, nonetheless, let's get on to the second race. So the 600 LT Coupe there did us very well, to be honest. Big lead over everyone else, and obviously the crucial 20 points. So to split up the more modern cars with the older ones, we're obviously going to go well, obviously, but we are going to go with the F1 GT. Granted, the F1 does have the top speed, but I really don't think that's going to come into play here. So yeah, go for the slightly slower in terms of top speed, but infinitely better in terms of handling and braking, while it has slightly better launch and actually better acceleration, because it's, as you can see, significantly lighter, despite having slightly less in the way of power. So yeah, see if the F1 GT can do as well as the 600 LT. Now granted, a lot of these McLarens do pretty much look the same, which is a given really. Whether or not you're fine with that or not is up to you, but doesn't exactly lend a lot of weight to my liking of these cars. I respect them a lot, but other manufacturers really are more to my liking, quite frankly. Debris there really screwed me over. Let's go for the debris path that they leave behind. At least try to. Yeah, there's a remarkable difference between this and the 600 LT in terms of handling. They pretty much are the same in terms of handling, in terms of stats, but you wouldn't think it. This is a lot more difficult. But I imagine just as rewarding if you get it right. Which I'm struggling to do. Ferocious turn of speed this car, but despite being better handling than the standard F1, it's still a pretty tough old thing to get used to. Obviously our gearbox in this is nowhere near as advanced as the more modern cars, which means for every gear that we change into we're slowing down a little bit in comparison to the ones up front. Very nearly pulled off that move, but not quite. Just need to brake a little bit and it should be alright. Oh dear. No. Ah. Would have got the 6th, but that crash there slowed us down and we weren't able to rewind at that point. So yeah, the F1 GT not really doing us all that well there, which is a bit of a shame. It clearly has the potential, but I just think compared to cars with swifter gearboxes and more predictable handling, it's just not quite there in comparison to those cars. So yeah, that is a bit of a shame. That means we've dropped down to 3rd. There is only a 10-point difference, so if we can at least get first place, we are within a shot of getting first place back, but it's going to be a tall order. So yeah, nonetheless, let's get on to the 3rd and final race. So to try and claw back this championship, we're going to have to go for the big gun, and that is clearly the 650S Coupe. Same power as an, well, even more power than an F1 actually, didn't realise that. More power than an F1, more torque than an F1. Heavier, granted, but it's going to have more predictable handling and yeah, better gear changes as well. And yeah, as you can see, acceleration is actually better, handling is better. It's only really the top speed that the F1 has in comparison to most McLarens these days. So yeah, hopefully it's going to do well. So yeah, let's get in it and take the plunge and see if we can claw this championship back. It's going to be a tall order, but there's a chance we can do it. Say, I don't think this car sounds as good as the 600 LT. Revs are about the same and has more power, but doesn't sound quite as nice, to be honest. Sounds a little muted. From the car up front there. It's not going to help us. Need that first place position. Crashing into a VW Fox is not going to help do that. So one thing you have to be aware of on these street scene races is the AI traffic. Catch up to the car up front to get that first place position that we need. At least that I think we need. Still no idea if second place is going to be enough, but yeah, he just had the legs on us on that final straight there. Plus got into that corner, that final corner better as well. So yeah, there we go. The 600 LT seems to be the car to go for because that's won this race, it won the last race, and it won obviously the first race when we were in one. So yeah, that seems to be the better all-rounder, but have we got the points? Yes, we have. We've drawn alongside second place for 42 points, but I think probably because we had the better race the first time around, that's probably why we're on top. Or it's just alphabetical, I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, there's very few points in between us, and even 5th place is only 6 points. There's only 2 points in between us, well, 1 point really in between us and 3rd. And 4 points in between us and 4th. So yeah, that was an incredibly close championship there. So yeah, but nonetheless we came out on top, just about. 1 win, 1 second place, and an unfortunate 7th place in the second race. Really, that really didn't help us, but nonetheless, there we go. So yeah, you could get the speed tail for doing this championship and winning it, which is easily one of my favourite McLarens. So yeah, if you've never driven that car before or don't even own it, then yeah, highly recommend doing this championship. It's easy enough, but I do recommend getting in the 600 LT if you have that car, because it is easily the best all-rounder out of all the cars you can choose from. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.